You may know her from runway shows or the cover of magazines. Halima Aden made history as the first hijab-wearing supermodel. Her career redefining inclusivity in modelling by challenging stereotypes in the industry. A refugee from Somalia's civil war, Aden was born in Kakuma, a Kenyan refugee camp, and moved to the US at the age of 7. She rose to fame in 2016 by competing in Miss Minnesota USA, where she became the first woman to take part wearing a hijab and burkini. Following the pageant, Aden received national attention and was signed to IMG Models. Alongside her modelling career, she spent 2 years as a UNICEF ambassador, giving back to the organisation that helped her as a child. But in 2020, Aden decided to step away from the spotlight, saying the modelling industry clashed with her Muslim faith. Now looking to return to fashion on her own terms, Aden also works to raise awareness for the rights of refugees. Halima, thank you so much for joining me here at the One Young World Summit. What does it mean for you to be here?
I feel so empowered. It's my 3rd year back, and I don't know how it gets more and more inspiring every year, but I leave the summit feeling so inspired and so driven and ready for change. And I just know that's exactly how all the delegates that were in attendance are feeling. And so we're going to see the ripple effect from here on out.
As a Somali American refugee yourself, Halima, how do you feel about the scale of the global refugee crisis today?
I think it's such a pressing issue, and it hits so close to home for me because my family was among the 1%. It's quite literally like winning the billion-dollar lottery, and it's such a blessing. But at the same time, I need to use myself as an example to represent what can happen when we invest in refugee children, because there's a million Halimas around the globe. All that they need is resources and guidance and support, and then they too could go on to do even greater things and achieve even bigger things than I have. So I'm just so passionate that we are even having this kind of conversation.
What more would you like to be seeing done by the global community to address these issues? And of course, the war in Ukraine has created a bigger refugee crisis. What are your feelings about that, and how the world reacted specifically?
Yeah. Well, my heart is with the Ukrainian people. And as you can imagine, it is very hard to go from normal everyday life. Your children go to school, you have all these future plans, you have a home, you have stability. And in an instant, without your control, your whole life changes and you quite literally find yourself to be a refugee. I'm so fortunate that I was born in Kakuma, and my family directly went from that to a Nairobi resettlement camp and then straight from there to America. But that's not the story for majority of refugees. These are young people who have to cross oceans, who have to risk their lives, who have to pitch together the entire family's funds to basically reach hope to one day get to a place like the UK. So it's heartbreaking what is happening around the world today. And I hope that the media and companies and the people, the everyday people, our teachers, our nurses, the global community, we have to all band together and really sit down and say, how could we resolve conflicts so people aren't displaced to begin with?